Here we go again. Welcome back to Brainflow TV. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the topic. No long talking. Shannon Sharpe accused of RAP, you know the rest of the word, in a $50 million lawsuit after a rocky relationship ended. I got so much to say about this, but let's get into the details first and then we'll talk. So, the Hall of Famer, Shannon Sharpe. A lot of people don't know that Shannon Sharpe was a professional football player who actually made it into the Hall of Fame. He was that good at football. So they see him today as Shay Shay on Shay Shay's Club. They see him as a host of a talk show of somewhat type. They see him as somebody who is a podcast person. They don't know that this man was on the gridiron. He was on the football field professionally, and he was so good at it. Many people play football and never made it to the Hall of Fame. He played good enough to make it into the Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe has been accused of rape by a woman who is now going by Jane Doe in a 13 pages long $50 million lawsuit that was filed on Sunday, and it was obtained by a few different media houses, including the Post. So the complaint that was filed in Nevada State Court alleges that ESPN personality Shannon Sharpe committed sexual assault, sexual battery and assault, and he did engage in the intentional infliction of emotional distress during a rocky consensual relationship that lasted nearly 2 years with a woman who is more than 30 years younger than he is. Damn, Unc. So the plaintiff alleges that Shannon brutally assaulted her sexually for several times at the end of 2024 into the beginning of 2025. The plaintiff accuses Shannon Sharpe of threatening to kill her multiple times, being manipulating and controlling, and repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her. I don't know how you threaten to brutally choke and violently slap somebody. Like you tell them, I'm going to choke the shit out of you. I'm going to slap the dog shit out of you. I guess that's what that means by manipulating, controlling. I guess that's what that means by repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her. The paperwork did not say he did choke and slap her. The paperwork said he brutally choked, threatened to brutally choke, and threatened to violently slap her. Now, it said that one time specifically, he was yelling at her while there was a firearm visible in the room, is what the paperwork states. So she was terrified because a gun was nearby, terrified for her safety. The plaintiff then tried sharing her location with friends from her iPhone just in case anything happened. But Shannon allegedly saw what she was doing. The moment he realized what she was doing, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, if you ever do that again, I will effing kill you. The complaint also claims that Shannon Sharpe recorded the two involved in sexual acts together without her knowledge of him recording it, and then shared those videos with his friends and his associates without her knowledge or her permission. Here's the thing. That too, she's going to have to prove in court that he shared that with friends and associates. I mean, does she have mutual friends? And one of them is willing to testify on her behalf because they have a copy of the video, or they can explain in detail what they saw in the video. So the plaintiff is not the woman that Shannon Sharpe accidentally shared the audio of on a Instagram live stream on accident while apparently having intercourse back in 2024. This is somebody else. Back then in 2024, when that audio leaked, Shannon actually came out about the next day and started doing commercials for this red pill. I forgot the name of it, but it's supposed to be like better than Viagra kind of thing, right? So I think that one was actually a setup to lead up to some controversy that will lead up to him doing the promo for those red pills. But they're letting us know that that's not the person. By the way, that was a laughing joke because a lot of people thought the person in that video sounded like a man trying to be a woman. You know, it's been rumored that Shannon is gay. I don't know why they keep bringing that up or keep suggesting that he is, but that's also out there. Now, however, the plaintiff claims that she began to end the relationship after that particular incident where he was yelling at her and there was a gun close by and she was trying to share her location with her friends in case anything happens, and he saw what she was doing and grabbed her by the neck and threatened her and told her if she ever did that again that he would effing kill her. So she said at this point she decided this is it. The relationship ends here because he cheated when she thought they were in an exclusive relationship. And Shannon relentlessly pursued her afterwards. So he cheated. She broke it off. She thought they were in an exclusive relationship, so he should not have cheated. It hurt her feelings. She ended the relationship, and he started pursuing her relentlessly. A woman can say yes to consensual sexual relations with a man 99 times. But when she says no, even once, that no means no. This is how the first page of her complaint reads. It starts out by saying a woman can say yes to a man 99 times. But when she says no, even once, that no means no. The defendant in this case, Shannon Sharpe, a man who was accused of getting what he wants, completely fails to understand this basic concept, that no means no. After many months of manipulating and controlling the plaintiff, a woman who is more than 30 years younger than he is, and repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her, Sharpe refused to accept the answer no, and he raped the plaintiff, despite her sobbing and repeatedly screaming no. The plaintiff and Sharpe first met at a Los Angeles gym in 2023, it says, and their first conversation took place at the gym when she was 20 years old, according to the complaint, which states that Shannon Sharpe offered to buy her fake tits if she won a fitness challenge that he proposed. So I guess he would have titties implanted on her and pay for the procedure if she won a challenge that he proposed. The civil lawsuit stated that the woman visited Shannon Sharpe at his Beverly Glen mansion on multiple occasions, and he would physically, emotionally, and psychologically control her. This cycle of control and fear and submission became routine. I guess he would control her on Monday and let her go, and she would come back on Tuesday to be controlled and let go again. And then she would be controlling, come back on Wednesday and Thursday to be controlled some more. and he would let her go, and she would come back on Friday and Saturday to be controlled again some more. I'm going up to Shannon's mansion to be controlled and manipulated and to submit to him against my will. But I'm going on my own, though. Yelling at her, controlling her, forcibly grabbing her by the neck when he got upset, saying that he was going to kill her, and asserting dominance became the norm in this relationship. Shannon Sharpe was sued a day before Front Office Sports reported that he expected to sign a deal for his Club Shay Shay podcast that could exceed $100 million after his contract with Colin Cowherd, the Volume Podcast Network, expired recently. Shannon Sharpe, who appeared in ESPN's First Take on Monday, has yet to publicly address this lawsuit. The woman is represented by Mika Nash and Tony Busby. Oh my friggin' God. Tony Busby, the same damn lawyer who went, I think at this point they should just take away Tony Busby's ability to practice law. This is the same person who went after Jay-Z. And then Jay-Z used some undercover detectives to get the person who was suing Jay-Z to admit that Jay-Z was nowhere around, was never there, and that this attorney actually suggested that they put Jay-Z's name in the mix. Why? Because he is a rapper and he is a billionaire and he is good friends with Sean P. Diddy Combs. This is the same lawyer who is representing this person who is suing Shannon Sharpe a day before he is to sign a $100 million deal. Busby represented more than 20 women who sued Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson beginning in early 2021, alleging sexual assault and misconduct. Watson served an 11-game suspension from the NFL in 2022 and was required to pay a fine and undergo some treatment. The three-time Pro Bowler settled 23 of the 24 lawsuits that were filed against him. So Busby feels like he is on a winning streak. Let's go after them. The least that can happen is we walk away with a good amount of money. Okay, so listen, right? My problem is this. So Shannon Sharpe and this woman allegedly were in first of all, she's 30 years younger than him. They meet at a gym. Shannon Sharpe is in his 50s, maybe 60s. How old is Shannon Sharpe? Let's find that out from Google real quick before we even go any further, right? Because, I'm sorry, but some of these women knows what they be doing. How old is Shannon Sharpe? Let's see. How old is Shannon Sharpe? He is 56 years old. That man is almost 60. And you are 20 years old when you meet him 2 years ago. So he was 54 speaking to a 20-year-old. And you thought he was attractive enough for you to want to go out on a date with a man who is almost 60 years old and you're 20. Yeah, right. You can't tell me she didn't smell money from the get-go, right? But hey, she went along with it. She was able to go to the mansion, meet him at his mansion, have fun with him at his mansion. He cheated. She got mad. She broke up the relationship. She was surprised to find out they were not in an exclusive relationship. She thought they were in an exclusive relationship, according to her. I'm tired. I am sick and tired of seeing these stories. I'm sick and tired of seeing like these guys who are very well financially endowed. who have succeeded, who are millionaires and billionaires, and these women who they try after the fame and they try after the money, and when the relationship ends and they get neither the fame or the money, they end up doing a lawsuit. And the lawsuit is more of a smear campaign. The lawsuit is more of a pay me some money or I'm going to ruin your career. Because, see, what a lot of people don't understand is this, right? Just the accusation alone. Forget about a conviction. Forget about going to court and being found guilty. Just an accusation alone will take a big deal off the table. Right now, Shannon Sharpe's looking at a deal that's over $100 million that he's about to sign. And here comes this allegation of rape and abuse. Now imagine that. That company that's about to sign for that 100 million plus is probably going to be like, hey, listen, we're going to have to lay off or wait this out. You know, we're going to go with somebody else for now, because the last thing we want, we're not saying you're guilty, but the last thing we want is for this to work out bad in our favor after we've committed to $100 million, right? And realistically, no company wants to be labeled the company that's associated with a rapist in the event that he was ever tried and convicted and found guilty. So you see how just an accusation can be damaging. This is sad. And I feel like when these women make these accusations, they, for one, make it really bad for women who actually have been victims of this type of stuff. And then for two, I feel like they should be punished. They should be punished for whatever, how many years a person would get for whatever they're accused of. That woman should be made to do that time in prison for lying and making up such a story. I mean, who goes back repeatedly and then come out with a lawsuit? I just feel like men nowadays have to be super extra careful, because if you are dating somebody and that relationship ends and you decide, I don't want to be with her anymore, she's too much problems. If you're worth a lot of money and you have fame and you have popularity, whatever, she can easily go grab an attorney and make up a story. And there goes your reputation. And there goes your next multi-million-dollar deal. There goes your livelihood, your ability to earn. All from an accusation. A lot of the times, the public doesn't even ask for proof. This is what we have to remember. When you are judged by the public often never asks for proof. And a lot of the times, a woman is believed simply because she is a woman, especially by other women out there. See, a lot of other women out there, they have been hurt before. They have been sexually abused before. They have been done wrong by men before. So they naturally just lean towards what a woman says when a woman lies or puts a story together and say this happened and that happened. Now, am I sitting here saying Shannon never shouted at her? Shannon never grabbed her up in their relationship or whatever? I can't say that because I wasn't there. However, the chances of all the stuff that she's talking about being real, being true, stop it. Stop. That man can get another 20-year-old just as easy as he got you when he spoke to you at the gym and you ended up at his mansion. I'm just saying. But leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. All I'm going to say to the men out there, for the men who have not made it yet, that means you haven't made your millions yet. You're not rich yet. You're getting there. You're working on it. Be very careful now before you even get there. because they'll wait until you get there. And then when you get there, here comes lawsuits out the woodworks. And you see how the system is designed. It's not designed for you to keep your money. It's designed to tarnish your reputation and take away the millions that you have made. Be careful. I'll catch y'all on the next video. It's Brainflow TV. I'm out. Peace.